Hey folks, welcome back to the Weekly Spark. Mark here in chilly Leeds, UK. It's that time of year where Black Friday is just around the corner, and it actually officially lands on the 28th of November this year. But retailers seem to be getting in on the act early, and they're not waiting for that date before they get going. And deals are already appearing across Amazon and, well, pretty much everywhere else. So I thought this week it'd be useful to take a proper look at what you can grab right now across iPads, Kindles and other e-ink devices. It's Friday the 21st of November. Grab a warm cuppa and let's get into it. So let's start with the shiny stuff. iPads rarely get dramatic Black Friday deals, and this year's the same story. The 13-inch iPad Pro M5 is on Amazon UK at still £1,300 for the 265GB Wi-Fi model, which is full price. Where you see savings, however, is on the smaller models. Granted, single percentage discounts generally, but still worth checking out. The iPad mini 7th gen is on offer at around £470 on Amazon, down from its usual £500. It's not a life-changing reduction, but for an Apple product, at least it's something. The most affordable route, however, to get into the whole iPad ecosystem is the 11-inch iPad, and that's currently sitting at £300 instead of $330. Again, it's a small saving, but if you've had your eye on one, well, now's the time, and it's better than paying full whack. If you decide to go direct, the only perk you'll see close to a Black Friday one is their gift card promos, though student discounts and trade-ins might bring a nice surprise. But if you want the best price, Amazon and other retailers are the places to look. Over to the bookworms and note takers. This is where the early deals actually get interesting. The Kindle Coloursoft 16GB is sitting around £165 on Amazon, down from £240. So if you're curious about comics or illustrated books without switching to a LCD or OLED tablet, this is a solid option at that price. The Kindle Paperwhite 2024 16GB version is around £135, down from roughly £170. Good battery life, waterproof, and probably still one of the best pure reading experiences. The standard Kindle floats around £70, which is a cracking price if you want to buy one for a child or even as a spare travel reader. Across the Kindle Scribe range, the updated second generation Scribe, the discounts are actually decent. The 64GB model drops from $430 to $310, giving you £120 off, and the 16GB version also gets this same £120 reduction, landing at $260. And the 32GB option sits at around $280, and I think these are solid prices across the board. Still, it's worth keeping your head rather than your wallet leading the way. The Kindle Scribe Coloursoft is right around the corner, and unless you're certain you want a monochrome e-ink device, it might be sensible to hold fire and see how the new model shakes things up. Outside the Amazon ecosystem, the Kobo Libra Colour sits around the £180 mark, and the Kobo Clara Colour at about £150. Both are respectable prices, and Kobo has a great reputation when it comes to e-ink readers that aren't beholden to Amazon. Now, Remarkable is still pushing its bundle promotions, wrapping the tablet together with a stylus and a folio. It's their usual strategy. They build value through the accessories rather than headline price cuts. If taking notes is your main priority, it's worth giving these offers a proper look, because Remarkable's writing feel is possibly one of the closest to paper. You can argue with me on that if you want to. But just be aware that the ecosystem is limited, if, well, non-existent, depending on what you want. For people who want a focused digital notebook and nothing else, the bundles can make sense. For everyone else, it's a little wise to compare what you're actually getting and whether you need it, rather than assuming that the deal is automatically good. So these are just some of the deals I've spotted so far. If you've come across anything else, especially on the e-ink front, please do let everyone know in the comments. It genuinely helps people avoid wasting money. But I thought I'd round off this week's Weekly Spark with a few things to keep in mind before you hit that buy button. First, retailers are pushing offers out earlier than ever, but they're also putting them in just as quickly. Some discounts appear in the morning and they're gone by tea time, and stock can vanish fast. If you see a deal that genuinely fits what you need, don't sit on it. Chances are it won't be there for long. Second, keep an eye on bundles. A lot of the so-called big deals inflate the value by throwing in accessories that you might actually never use. A fancy folio here or a cable that you already have shouldn't be the thing that tips you into a purchase. Third, don't overlook refurbished. If you're trying to save money, refurbished iPads and Kindles from reputable sellers often beat the Black Friday prices outright and all year. You're effectively paying less for what is the same experience mostly. Now, two companies do this well, I think, and I've personally had a good experience with them: Amazon and Back Market. So do make sure to check out the refurb section in Amazon and download the Back Market app. I've got no affiliate deal with that app, I've just had a good experience. And finally, buy for the job, not the discount offered. E-ink devices are, well, superb for reading. They are focused note-taking devices and they help cut out the noise, but they're not built for heavy apps or multitasking, not even as much as books would like you to think so. An iPad gives you all the power and flexibility you could want, but you'll pay for it. So keep it simple. Choose the device that actually matches the way you work and read, not the one with the biggest reduction. So that's your Black Friday Weekly Spark special. Again, if you've spotted any other e-ink or iPad deals, add them in the comments. Or if you have a story that might work for next week's Weekly Spark, then email me directly at markfromthespark@gmail.com and I'll consider it for next week's episode. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next roundup, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a digital coffee. Link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark from the Weekly Spark. I'll see you in the next one.